Bill C-16 purported to do nothing but extend human rights provisions to an excluded group, let's say, to the transgender and non-gender binary types, and that was the federal legislation. It also made it a hate crime to discriminate or harass, essentially. So now then the question is, well, what exactly do you mean by discriminate or harass? And why exactly is that a hate crime under the criminal code?
Hey there, folks. Today, I want to talk about a prominent figure in the world of psychology and cultural commentary, Jordan Peterson. He's a Canadian psychologist, author, and media commentator. And let me tell you, he's been making some waves in recent years. Peterson's views on cultural and political issues have gained widespread attention, and he's often described as conservative. But he's also referred to himself as a classic British liberal and a traditionalist. Quite an interesting mix, right? Hailing from Alberta, Peterson holds bachelor's degrees in political science and psychology from the University of Alberta, and he earned his PhD in clinical psychology from McGill University. After some time teaching and researching at Harvard, he returned to Canada in '98 and became a psychology professor at the University of Toronto. Now, one of Peterson's major breakthroughs came in '99 when he published his first book, Maps of Meaning, The Architecture of Belief. This book explored psychology, mythology, religion, literature, philosophy, and neuroscience, all to examine systems of belief and meaning. Talk about a wide range of topics. Fast forward to 2016, and Peterson made headlines with a series of YouTube videos criticizing a Canadian law called Bill C-16. He argued that this law could lead to compelled speech by using certain gender pronouns, and tied it to his broader critique of political correctness and identity politics.
Bill C-16 purported to do nothing but extend human rights provisions to an excluded group, let's say, to the transgender and non-gender binary types, and that was the federal legislation. It also made it a hate crime to discriminate or harass, essentially. So now then the question is, well, what exactly do you mean by discriminate or harass? And why exactly is that a hate crime under the criminal code? Well, there was an answer to that. The answer was, well, this bill will be interpreted in light of the policies generated by the Ontario Human Rights Commission, very large set of policies. Now, the Ontario Human Rights Commission is a radically leftist organization. I think it's the most dangerous organization in Canada, although you could debate that.
This stirred up quite the debate. In 2018, Peterson took a break from his clinical work and teaching to release his second book, 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos. This book became a massive hit, and with a world tour to promote it, he gained a global following. However, life threw some challenges his way. In 2019 and 2020, Peterson faced health issues after dealing with severe benzodiazepine withdrawal syndrome, but he powered through and in 2021, published his third book, Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life. Recently, he signed a content distribution deal with the Daily Wire and became Chancellor of Ralston College. You can catch his thought-provoking lectures and conversations on YouTube and podcasts, where millions of viewers have tuned in. Love him or criticize him, there's no denying Jordan Peterson's influence on contemporary discourse. So if you're curious to explore his fascinating ideas, go ahead and dive into his work. Jordan Peterson was born on June 12, 1962, in Edmonton, Alberta, and grew up in Fairview, a small town in the province. He was the eldest of 3 children in the family of Walter and Beverly Peterson. Peterson's middle name, Bernt, comes from his Norwegian great-grandfather. He was raised in a mildly Christian household. During junior high school, Peterson became friends with Rachel Notley, who later became the leader of the Alberta New Democratic Party. In his teenage years, he was a member of the New Democratic Party, NDP, but later shifted his beliefs after encountering left-wing activists in college. After graduating from Fairview High School in 1979, Peterson pursued political science and English literature at Grand Prairie Regional College, with the goal of becoming a corporate lawyer. However, reading George Orwell's The Road to Wigan Pier significantly impacted his worldview and led him to delve into the psychological origins of the Cold War, 20th-century European totalitarianism, and the works of thinkers like Carl Jung, Friedrich Nietzsche, Alexander Solzhenitsyn, and Fyodor Dostoevsky. Throughout his educational journey, Peterson's fascination with the Cold War and nuclear apocalypse remained a prominent theme. He went on to become a renowned psychologist, author, and media commentator, captivating audiences worldwide with his unique insights on cultural and political issues.